Welcome back to FM Story. In the last episode, we began season 12 of this South American Glory Hunt to save. And let's be honest, it was a bit of a disaster. Having waited for a full season to get some games in the Copa do Brasil with Atletico Mineiro, we won the first leg 4-1 away at Vasco da Gama, and then got beat 4-1 in the home leg to get dumped out of the competition on penalties. So it is looking like we are going to need to move on. Whether we move on to another Brazilian club to try and win the Copa do Brasil, or whether we move on to Colombia or Uruguay to win a competition there, we'll have to have a wait and see what comes available. We are coming to the end of certainly there's a couple of games left in the Uruguayan opening stage of the league, so there may be some jobs come available in the next couple of weeks. But now we're still with Atletico Mineiro, but probably moving on at some point. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we're at the end of May, and as you can see, we are still with Atletico Mineiro. We've actually picked things up since the disastrous exit in the Copa do Brasil. No jobs really became available. There was a couple of jobs at the bottom of the Uruguayan division. There are currently no jobs available in Brazil, Uruguay, or Colombia. There's a couple of insecure jobs. Palmeiras is insecure, but they're already out of the Copa do Brasil as well, so there would be no sense moving to them. There's our former club Junior, who are insecure at the moment, and there's Millonarios, who are insecure. Now, Millonarios would be an interesting one if that was to become available, because they have won quite a few of the league titles. They won the closing stage league title last year. In the opening stage, they made it to the semi-final. I think they finished sixth. Yeah, they finished sixth in the league, but we're bottom of the group in the semi-final stage when we last had a look, when that job became insecure. So for the time being, we are still with Atletico Mineiro. Obviously, we ended that last episode with that disastrous penalty shootout loss against Vasco da Gama, having waited over a season to get a Copa do Brasil game to go out at the first hurdle. Having won the first 4-1 as well was just horrendous. But then we played Sao Paulo in the league. We got a late equaliser to get a 1-1 draw. We ended our Copa Libertadores group stage with a 8-2 victory away at Cerro Porteño. 4 goals from Marco Aurelio, 2 from Negredo. We then beat Palmeiras 3-2 with another double from Negredo. I mean, we got off to a great start in that game. We were 3-0 up after 8 minutes. We then beat CSA 6-1. And in the most recent game, we drew 1-1 with Bragantino. We were, as you can see, we had 3 players that had injuries. A couple of them were significant injuries. And we conceded in the 100th minute to lose 2 points in that game. What it means as far as the league's concerned is after we've played 6 games, we are in 7th on 9 points. Obviously, as per usual with the Brazilian league, teams have played random amounts of games. I mean, you've got Sao Paulo who've played 8, and you've got Vasco da Gama who've only played 3. So it's all over the place a bit at the moment, but we're in a decent position as far as the league's concerned. Copa Libertadores, we ended up finishing second, just 2 defeats in the group stage, both to Newell's. We've ended up with 12 points from those 6 games. We've qualified for the second round of the Libertadores, where we've been drawn against one of our former clubs in Vélez. So there's that to look forward to in the second half of the season if we don't get a move away from Atletico Mineiro. But we are basically just spending all of our time looking around to see if there's any new jobs popping up. But we now have a game against Curitiba. So we are definitely missing Landazuri and Lima, who both got injured in that game against Bragantino. Santiago Garcia also got injured in that game, but he was only going to be out for a few days. And with Mizamar Silva being doubtful as well, I would imagine, based on the last game, he's probably going to have failed a fitness test, and we are going to be short of players in that attacking midfield role. But we're playing Curitiba, who are currently sat in second. They've played an extra game than us, but they've had another good start to the season like they did last season as well. So it's going to be a tough test. So this is the side we've picked for the trip to Curitiba. Obviously, as we said, we were missing Landazuri and we were missing Lima. So Mateus's come in for Landazuri, Judicio's come in for Lima. Mizamar Silva did pass the fitness test, so he's available on the bench. And hopefully we can continue the decent run of form we've had since we got dumped out of the Copa do Brasil. Absolutely nothing happened so far in the opening 18 minutes of this game, but a free kick for us towards the back post, headed across goal, and somehow from 4 yards out, Garcia heads over the top. And Judicio back to Dimas. He gives it away going down the wing. Judicio wins it back. Mateusao drives into the box, across the keeper, puts us 1-0 up. And looking at the match stats, I mean, they've not had a shot. We've had 66% possession. Although it has been a pretty quiet opening 20 minutes, we probably deserve to be in front. Just drifted past the defender and then fires it across the keeper into the far post. Dimas Ferreira, Dimas low into the box. Aurelio finds Mateusao, and the keeper makes a great save. I mean, he shouldn't have been given a chance, but it's a corner that Aurelio's going to take into the far post, and they've headed it behind for a corner from the other side. And it's Judicio to take this one. Lifted to the back post. Aurelio brings it down. Finds Ferreira attacking the edge of the box, but he couldn't keep it down. And there we are, half-time 1-0. Relatively comfortable first half for us. We've not seen anything of them in an attacking sense. And now we just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid and we can hold on to the 3 points. Right, no changes to start the second half. Right, we've made some changes on the hour to get some fresh legs on the pitch, just to see out the last half hour. Right, a corner for them. In, swing it to the back post, and thankfully that header went wide of the post. It's been a pretty quiet second half, highlight-wise anyway. Corner for us though, Aurelio to take it, lifts it to the well deep of the back post, and the header was always going to struggle to be on target from there. Right, goal kick for them. They've gone long. Judicio wins the header. Mateusao finds Marco Aurelio. Puts back onto his right foot, squares it. Mateusao gets his second goal of the game. And that should be the 3 points secure now with about 5 minutes left. So Mateusao plays it out to Aurelio, takes it in, drives to the byline, chops back onto his right foot. And Mateusao finds the back of the net from close range. The question remains why we couldn't do this in the second leg of the Copa do Brasil. But we're out with that competition now. We need to forget about it. And there we go. Full time, 2-0. Another 3 points. And we keep going until we find another job or until we get to the end of the season and decide what happens from there. We're approaching the end of June. We are still with Atletico Mineiro. There's not much come up in the way of jobs. In terms of the available jobs, there's 4 jobs available in Brazil. None of them are still in the Copa do Brasil. There's 1 job in Uruguay with a team who are in the bottom half of the table, or who should only be in the bottom half of the table. There are some interesting potential insecure jobs coming up in Colombia. Millonarios is still insecure. Junior and Atletico Nacional, 2 of our former clubs, are both also insecure as well. So it's something to keep an eye on. Fluminense is insecure, but they're already out of the Copa do Brasil as well, so it doesn't make much sense to move to them for the rest of this season. But for now, we are still with Atletico Mineiro. Following the game against Curitiba, we drew 1-1 with Criciúma, and we then lost 2-1 to Fluminense, which was bad considering. I mean, we were in control to start the game, and we conceded 2 goals in the last 10 minutes to lose it. But then we've won 3 games on the spin from there. We won 3-1 at home against CRB. We beat Cruzeiro 1-0 away from home with a late goal, and 1-0 at home against Grêmio with another late goal. We are on the verge of losing Junior Ferreiro, who we signed for just under $1 million. He's on his way to Crystal Palace for $15 million as long as he agrees a contract with them, which should give us a bit of money to strengthen the squad if we are going to be staying with Atletico Mineiro going forward. But now we turn to the game against Corinthians. We've got a few players that are struggling fitness-wise. We've got some issues with Nandinho, the left back, being out injured as well. But hopefully we've still got enough quality to get 3 points here. So this is the team we've picked for the game against Corinthians. We've got a few changes to the normal lineup. Obviously Ferreiro we've left out just so that we don't risk losing that 15 million to an injury. Pontes has moved from centre-half into the defensive midfield role, which I think is actually what he really is. We are missing a few backups at centre-half, so Keelan's coming alongside Perez. We've got Celso starting at right-back. We are missing Lima and Landazuri, who both failed fitness tests. And hopefully we can pick up another 3 points. All right, a throw for us. Pontes finds Garcia, who lifts it to the back post. Aurelio gets up, heads home. And we've got off to a perfect start, 1-0 after 3 minutes. To the throw, it's worked. Pontes then returns it back to Garcia. He floats it over. And Aurelio, going away from goal, gets enough power to beat the keeper. Right, free kick, Aurelio to the back post. It's headed away from Keelan. Negredo picks it up. Celso back to him. Keelan finds Aurelio on the left. He cuts in, hits it with the outside of his foot, bends it into that far post. 2-0 after 26 minutes, and things are looking pretty good in this game so far. I mean, Aurelio's in acres of space, cuts inside, and then just bends it with the outside of his foot. Right, a free kick for them. The first time we've seen them going forward. Lifts over the wall, and thankfully it's over the top as well. And there we are, half-time, 2-0 up. And based on the match stats, it's actually been a pretty even first half, but we've got the 2 goals, and hopefully we can not do anything stupid in the second half. We're sending the same team out to start the second half, and so far everyone's played pretty well. Right, so we've made some changes, bring some fresh legs on for the last 15 minutes. Right, a throw for them. Time on this left-hand side. Goes round our player into the box, scores from a narrow angle. And that was a bit too easy. It comes out to Rodrigo, and then Edna just round the side. In the end, puts it through the keeper's legs. And now we need to hold on a bit. Deep in injury time, a corner for them. Vitor Roque swings it in. We've got a head on it. It's still alive. We've got a shot from the head box. I mean, actually, based on the chances they've created, they probably deserve not to have lost the game, but to have less than a minute left of injury time and then just not clear the box from the corner. And there we go. Full time, 2-2. We got 2 early goals, they got 2 late goals. And like I say, based on the match stats, I think probably a deserved result. But to throw it away so late is a kick in the teeth. And there we are, the end of another episode. And we're still with Atletico Mineiro. There's no jobs really opened up to see us be able to do any better than where we're at the moment. I think that's probably going to be the case for the rest of the season. We're going to be looking to see if there are any more jobs available and considering whether we jump ship or not. Join us in the next episode to see if we're still with Atletico Mineiro or whether we've moved on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.